Here we are in episode 72 of the Simple Success Podcast. And
this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective.
What did you just say? I didn't say anything yet, DT. But I could feel it. Okay, well, as always, think of it as coaching happiness. When you change you change everything. Yeah, change everything except your clocks, since that's not the law anymore. I feel you. Thanks. I guess that's better than feeling words. Oh, so you're making fun of me now? Actually, I'm pretty sure I always make fun of you. Likewise, I'm sure, at your service. 72.6. 72.6. 72 divided by 12 is 6. Is that important? What are you talking about, DT? How you got to the sixth sense with episode 72. Oh, that's a bit too clever for what I was thinking about doing. But I appreciate the faith that you have that I could be that clever. That gives us some very healthy boundaries to work with. Anytime, John. Thou art a glass-gazing, super-serviceable, finical rogue, after all. Yeah, then would my liege like a quick explanation of this, since the sixth sense could mean many different things? I would. Great. So first off, wait, before you start. Yes? You're not going to talk about that movie, are you? Oh, you mean the one with Bruce Willis? Yeah, that one. I mean, it wasn't a negative experience or negative energy. Yeah, I just overquoted. Right, not a word. Okay, good. Then I don't see dead people. Right. That would be very distracting, and we don't want distracting, as you know. Yeah, it would be better to make a good and helpful point. Except that would be give the people what they need. Yeah, instead of give the people what they want. And which is why the first 10 results you get, searching the sixth sense, quote unquote, are all about that movie instead of the idea itself. So, are there any other examples other than the movie? Por supuesto, of course. There's the ESP connection, which is healing power stuff. You don't need to cover that. Well, actually I do, since the wiki link we're putting in the show notes talks about J.B. Rhine. J.B. who? Dr. J.B. Rhine from Duke University, who's mentioned by Napoleon Hill in Chapter 13 of Think and Grow Rich. That chapter called The Brain? That's the one. What about the company called Sixth Sense?
That is quite enough of the artificial intelligence jokes.
John's cat will be the judge of that. Good one, DT. How many senses are there? 5, right? You mean 6? Right. That's the ticket? Yeah, that's the ticket, whatever that means. So, there are the senses we know, like sight, visual, taste, gustatory, touch, tactile, hearing, auditory, and smell, olfactory. That's creepy, DT. But anyway, the 3 we're not so familiar with are, this is fun, not creepy. Yeah, vestibular, balance, proprioceptive, that's movement for you of fewer syllables out there, and interoceptive. A big word meaning internal. And there are search questions people have asked. Like, do humans have 9 senses? And are there 10 senses, quote unquote, really? Like we're counting. Or like your episode numbering question earlier on. Yes, I was being clairvoyant. So, while these are important topics, there's no cleverness to the episode numbering. It's just one after another. But thanks for trying. That was just me using my sixth sense. Did you sense that this was a good time to be doing this? Oh, DT. Before we get into the jokes about that, I would like to make sure that everybody understands where I'm coming from. I would think you would want that. The basic explanation we're talking about here is that feeling you get when someone somewhere else, somewhere in the world, could be inches from you, could be continents away, focuses on you and sends you a message using their sixth sense. Like a text message? Maybe. How do you mean? You said someone is sending you a message. It's not too strange to wonder about reading it, is it? Oh, true. Even in the knowing-doing gap thing, you have to know first. This has been studied over lots of different cultures for centuries.
Not new stuff at all.
Yeah, a lot of Indian yoga is based on it. You mean third eye stuff? Yeah, I guess. Chakra stuff. You know, throat chakra, crown chakra, root chakra, sacral chakra, heart chakras. Yeah, spiritual experience stuff. So you might be pleased to know that we can apply this spontaneous nature of confidence to investing. You can invest with the sixth sense? Yeah, you can. And we all do already. Sometimes. Huh? I'm making this feel a lot less weird. Go on, I need the quiet time. Okay, we'll call it gut feel. It's intuitive. Oh, that's a bit easier. Yes, and it's simple, and it's a solution. Or includes it anyway. Yeah, but it can also be that person behind you at the store. Oh, like when you know that somebody's looking at you and you're sure you feel it? That's the one. The phrase we have for that is something that makes the hairs on the back of our neck stand up. I get a chill just thinking about that. But what most people don't realize is that it can be used intentionally. Are you saying that you can communicate your intentions? I am. And I'll give you an example. With the party of the Red Sea? No, not the party of the Red Sea, DT. Oh, you mean the party of the crowd as you walk towards them? Yes. You can will them to stand aside, and they do it. Weird with a beard, as someone you know used to say. Well, actually, it's really simple. Like simple success? Yes, it changes your external aura. How does it do that? Well, first, it's not it. It's you doing the changing. Right, go on. So probably you change your external aura or something which has an effect on your expression. Which is probably what really impacts people. Well, maybe so. Anyway, we're not here to dig into that science. True, we have enough problems with AI. How so? So, I just told it that I found putting this explanation together to be exhausting. Well, that's true, it was. So what happened? The AI thing somehow thought that when I said exhausting, I was talking about...
Stop. This is a family-friendly podcast.
Right, Karen. Talking about something young boys think is funny. So AI is a little boy? I'm not saying that. Okay, let's ask Daniel. Daniel, what do you think we need here?
Break number 1.
Hello, everyone. This is John with the Simple Success Podcast, financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Because we know you want to show us some serious love in return for the tremendous benefits you get from us. Please head over to the support link in our written show notes. That's the words on your podcast player. There, you can choose from a $9.99 per month doing level of support, a $4.99 knowing level, or a basic intro level of just 99 cents per month. Great place to start. Whichever you choose, thank you so much for helping us do this for you. And to leave us a voice message, which just might see the light of day in a future podcast, go to those same written show notes. You'll go to a site where you can leave a video, audio, or text-only message, depending on how you feel at the moment. You can also send us an audio file attached to an email if you use just more than your phone for stuff. I won't repeat those links because weird. And anyway, show notes. It's all in there, and it's all easy. Without a doubt, the place to start this middle section is with a spoiler alert. You mean a reverse spoiler alert, don't you? If that's the way you want it, then sure. Whatever. No one will listen to me today. That's it. That's what? What's it? It's what? It's an example of what the alert is about. And what is the alert about? It's a paradox. Oh, I see. So what's your intention? To call attention to the intention. Which intention? The paradoxical intention. Oh, you mean the Viktor Frankl thing? Yes, where you treat a mild symptom by taking it to an outrageous extreme, just like I like it. Oh, so I really don't think the worst then? I can't speak for you on that. Which means you can speak for me on other things? Tell me more about the shopping line person. Okay, this is the guy or girl, yes, or girl, who is behind you and who you just know is looking at you. Why? Well, you typically don't know why. You might know why, but you probably don't. You just know it's happening. And how does that person feel? Interesting that you went there, DT. Most people would never ask. They'd never go behind the obvious? Probably not. And they wouldn't have been in that crowd that crossed the Red Sea either. Again, why? Because that would have required looking behind the scenes. And finding the not so obvious. Right. And since we always get what we look for, then we get to invest in what we really want. Hey, DT. What, John? Have you ever heard of a lady named Genevieve Barrand? Gender what? Genevieve Barrand. AI can't translate real well just yet.
Trust me. We are working on that one. Yes. Practice now saying that you love it.
I love it. Great, DT. Should I ask the question again? Probably. Okay. Ever heard of Genevieve Barrand? Give me a reason.
My mind is the center of divine operation.
And that was?
That was an MP3, one of dozens of them which randomly go through John's head every day.
Why do they do that? I've programmed it by playing the actual MP3s in my earbuds over and over for the last few years. Pretty out there idea. Oh, you ain't heard nothing yet. Baby. Dumb high school joke. What else?
My father is the ruler of all the world, expressing his power through me.
This one is liked especially.
Just a bit out there. Oh, TT, if you're worried... Do I look worried? Yeah, a bit. But anyway, I'm drawing on the power that's in there. Oh, so it's not any kind of religion. Well, some people could take it that way, but... Right, but I don't mean it that way.
Are you now satisfied?
Yes, Vina. Yes, John. So, we're ready to get on to the tie-in part you like so much? Yeah, I guess we are.
But first, break number 2.
We know a lot about you already, because we know ourselves. For example, we know that you know how to listen to a hard podcast. We also know that you probably know how to subscribe. So as soon as you're done with that, tell us your story. We have ways you can contact us. It involves a special link where you can leave us a message. We may have an email address for you as well in the future, and we'll let you know if that happens. The reason for subscribing? I thought you'd never ask. When you subscribe, you automatically download all future episodes of that podcast. It just happens in your player without you having to go search again. How cool is that? This means better rankings for the podcast, more attention from advertisers, and more money. And this means more and better stuff for you. So your motivation is simple and easy. Subscribe today, whatever app and from whatever place you like. And don't just try to subscribe. There is no try. There is only do. We're changing the way we look at things, and remember, that's good. Eso es bueno, Sybil. Also remember, this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Coaching happiness. Our call to action is right in the show notes. Find it, and you win too. Well, good luck tying the sixth sense into investing this time. Thank you. There is no luck like good luck. Even though I don't need it. Really? How are you going to get other people to tell you through mental telepathy where to put their money? Oh, DT, it's not quite like that. Here's how we use it. No movie stuff. Of course not. Por supuesto are the words. We're going to use it to essentially reinforce our gut feelings, our intuition. Woo, 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 woo. What was that supposed to mean, DT? Stuff from outer space is what it means. Oh, but that doesn't just come from outer space. Or horoscopes? No, it's real investing for real people. But aren't the opportunities really large? Are you sure you want to go there? What do you mean? It's a Tesla thing, DT. Oh, you mean their stock chart. I suppose you have some. Yeah, I actually have some individual shares, but pretty much everybody has some in a mutual fund somewhere. Like in their company 401k. And this ties in how? Quickly, as we're almost out of time. It ties because it took faith to buy in when it wasn't obvious that the company would take off. Lots of people are still skeptical, but they are not.
John repeats. They are not.
That's enough, Alex, thanks. They are not our role models here. They are the ones who always get beat to the punch. But we don't follow that idea here. Correct, we do not. Instead, we use the power of all of us, combined with careful investing rules. Yes, of course, but it's the power of all of us, that willingness to find the opportunity in the places that most of us want to go anyway. Right, and however we get there, some research and some advice from people around the block like myself and you, and eventually our whole community of friends and listeners, and we reinforce each other. And we put a vibe out. Well, that's probably a friendlier way to say it. And a way that more people would relate to, and would use, and think nothing of. You talking about the sixth sense or mental stuff. Yeah, and people just go, whoa, weird. Yeah, woo-woo, new age.
This is a family-friendly podcast.
Stuff. But it works. Just like our investing with confidence works. Sure, but how is investing with the sixth sense investing with confidence? Because you know it will work. Because you've set your expectations right. Oh, and so you know it will do what you want. Yes, and you want to do it over and over again. And practice it, and repeat it, and feel the vibe, and invest with the vibe, and win. Yes, win. Yes, win with the vibe.
Practice, 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 practice.
Which is how you've all gotten good.
Gracias por escuchar.
A la prochaine. This podcast and our other podcast are productions of Little Red Hen Industries. The supporting cast who helps me bake the bread includes
Techno King, John C. Brandy, Fact Checker, Abraham Lincoln, French Consultant, Virginia Mitchell, Media Expert, Favor, Abasi E.K., Psychologist, William James, Rabbit Hole Advisor, Dr. Mark Perrott, Sound Designer, Goodly Amo, Marconi, Spanish Consultant, Cameron J.K. Brandy, Videographer, Alfred Hitchcock, Audio Props, Les Paul, Inspiration, Napoleon Hill and Earl Nightingale.
We also have websites, and you can subscribe to both podcasts and get ebooks and other great stuff. You can send us a video, audio, or text message, but of course, you'll have to head to the show notes, either on your phone or on the web, to actually get links and stuff. And those clickable links are in the show notes.
And before we forget, the artificial intelligence or AI voices you hear in our work come from the online tone generator, linked in the show notes.
Finally, you can find us on Podmatch and Listen Notes, where we consider guests as well as consider guesting on other people's pods.
And really finally, the music for our pods comes from Cute by Bensound and from Piano Background by Nick Simon Adams. The sound effects credits go to Jackson Academy Ashmore, Just Kidding, Canusi G, Dr. Jekyll, Joe Payne, Everything Sounds and ERH, all on freesound.org.